Hey, 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 happy Thursday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at the Daily Dope. Presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah, the founder as well as editor-in-chief. So welcome aboard. Tonight is Thursday, October 10th. This is episode 380 of the Daily Dope. Yes, 380 episodes. Do want to mention, if this is the first time you've tuned in, regardless if you're watching live or watching after the fact, this is a very, very casual show. I just sort of kick back and talk about tabletop gaming. And of course, because this is a live stream, there is chat available on YouTube. It is not available on screen. You won't see it, but it is there. So I know some folks will watch the show on their TVs or some of their devices, and they don't have an opportunity to jump into chat. So if you do watch on a PC, you will normally get to see the chat replay as well. Unless I mess up and then it's, terrible sound and I have to resync something, then the chat gets lost. Anyway, but as I was saying, it's not on screen. It's one of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. But I do pay attention to the chat. So if you want to say hello, or maybe you've got a question or a comment, by all means, fire away. I will respond. I do see we've got the original Grognard, or I should say, Rohan. Yes, I believe that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, is Rohan. I believe this is a first-time visit in chat. Welcome aboard. Viper Dave is here. John Vogel's here. And Beat Cafe has also joined us in chat right off the bat. Do want to mention, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. If you check out some of the videos on the channel and you like them, by all means subscribe. If you do subscribe, don't forget, click that little bell, ring that bell, because it will not only notify you of when the stream goes live, it will also tell you when I have uploaded standalone videos as well to the Gaming Gang channel, of which there will be one tonight. There might be two. All depends if I finish working on the second one. But you will see my review of the slipcase for Delta Green. So that is the hardcover Agent's Handbook as well as the Handler's Guide. So you will see my review of that later on tonight. So of course, be sure to tell a friend about the channel as well as my website, thegaminggang.com. Because when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, check out thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Of course, also I should point out, when I do news pieces, you can go to thegaminggang.com the next day. I usually do the news in the morning from the previous show. So if there's a game or company that you want to learn more about, pop by the next day. I will have links for you as well. So I got a lot of news tonight, quite a bit cooking. So I'm going to jump on in pretty quickly, and we will take it from there. So news broke today about Ravensburger going to release a game that's based on the mega hit video game Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. Here's the dope. As in the original Minecraft digital game, in Minecraft Builders and Biomes, players explore the overworld, build structures, and mine resources, earning points for structures in the largest connected biomes of forest, desert, mountain, or snowy tundra spaces on their player boards. Familiar foes like Endermen, creepers, and other mobs also appear throughout the game, and they need to be defeated using weapons collected from the board. Defeating mobs earns players points, in addition to granting additional rewards. Game scoring occurs as the resource cube's layers are completed. I think you can kind of see that in one of the images, the resource cube. As soon as the third layer runs out, the adventure comes to an end. And the builder with the most points obviously will win. Scoring takes place 3 times during the game, specifically after the final block is removed from the first, second, and third level of the building block cube. In the first round, you choose one of the 4 biomes: forest, desert, mountains, or snowy tundra, and score for the largest connected area of this biome on your personal building board. The board comes pre-printed with biome spaces, and as you place buildings on this board, you can alter the biome of a space. In the second round, you choose one of 3 materials: wood, sandstone, or obsidian, and score for the largest connected group of structures on your personal building board that are made of this material. In the third round, you score for the largest continuous group of structures, decoration, dwelling, animal house, or bridge of your choice on the board. After the scoring in the third round, you tally bonus points for the mobs you've collected. And once again, as I mentioned, whoever's got the most points is the winner. Minecraft Builders and Biomes is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, plays in 30 to 60 minutes. Do want to mention, there is no pricing yet and no release date yet. So Ravensburger has not revealed either one of those just yet. Okay, so it's got Minecraft. I'm going to take a guess. This should do pretty well. Even if it's not a very good game, it should probably do fairly well. Looks like it could be unique. Wish there was a little more information. I mean, there's information about how to play. There isn't a whole lot more visually to take a peek at the moment. Right now, I'm showing kind of the best image of the whole thing with the player board and looks like the resource cube and so forth. Flaming Huron has popped into chat. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. It's Thursday night. Got a lot cooking. So anyway, Minecraft Builders and Biomes was kind of a new news piece. The next one was just announced today too, because Gamelyn Games has revealed their next tiny epic game. I've got the dope on Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. In Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, breakthroughs in modern science have dinosaurs and humans existing side by side. I thought there's a museum that's got that too, right? Just kidding. This has allowed for a lucrative industry, dino ranching. Independent ranchers have begun farming dinosaurs to sell to the highest bidders for use in their high-thrill theme parks. You are one of those ranchers. Do you have what it takes to outranch your opponents and operate the most successful dinosaur farm? Shouldn't you take a moment to think if you should do that, even if you could do that? Yes, I'm paraphrasing. Tiny Epic Dinosaurs is a 45-minute, 1 to 4 player game of dinosaur ranching, worker placement, and resource management. It features classic Eurogame mechanics with unique twists that portray the dangers of farming these prehistoric beasts. So I wonder if some of your workers could be gobbled up. In Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, players control a team of ranchers and will be acquiring, breeding, and selling dinosaurs. The game is played over 6 rounds, with each round consisting of several short phases. At the end of the game, players will receive victory points for each dinosaur they have, public and private contracts they've acquired, and for their research developments. Players with the most victory points, you guessed it, wins the game. As mentioned, Tiny Epic Dinosaurs is for 1 to 4 players. It is for ages 14 and up. It will play in around 45 minutes, maybe upwards of an hour. No word yet on when we're going to see this hit Kickstarter. I am guessing we'll see it fairly soon, and it will have probably about a $25 pledge level to reserve a copy. That's usually what the Tiny Epic games go for. This is pretty interesting. So once we get a little more news about it, I will obviously share that with you. Once again, this is a Scott Almes design Scott has designed, as far as I understand, I think every single Tiny Epic game. So Flaming Huron in chat is mentioning that it would be sad if I were to end the Daily Dope at episode 400, which I talked about at the beginning of yesterday's show a little bit. As long as I put out videos, they'll be happy to keep watching. Well, thank you, Flaming Huron. So yes, I mentioned that at the beginning of the show yesterday, that it's just sitting at like 50 or 60 views each show, and that's just not gonna cut it. I mean, funny enough, I thought once I moved like the unboxings and the reviews and that into separate videos as opposed to having them on the Daily Dope, that we would actually see kind of an increase in viewer numbers. Because, like I said, for some strange reason, like Stronghold Games and my audience just don't seem to mesh well. I don't know why. I mean, that's kind of weird. But yeah, for some reason, we just kind of sit in this like 50 to 60 views. And if I can get it up to about 100, that's fine. I mean, as I mentioned in yesterday's show, I understand I am an acquired taste. So get a really nice comment on yesterday's show too, though. So yeah, so you know, I mean, there's some people who like my style because I tell it like it is. I don't soft soap you or anything like that. It's just my opinions that I share on a lot of stuff. So I'm not telling you that it's like carved in stone and I know all. I am not the Grand Poobah of gaming. I'm just the Grand Poobah of the gaming game. Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I am taking next week off. Okay, so I am taking next week off as far as the Daily Dope will go. There will be more videos and things like that popping up. Of course, there will still be news and everything on thegaminggang.com. I am just taking a week off from the nightly show. So I kind of discussed that for a few shows, bouncing around when I was going to do it. I figured I'll do it next week. And that way I'll actually have a show on my birthday, which is the 24th. I'll do a Halloween show. We can kind of hang out, have fun. So Jorge Rodriguez is in chat as well. Got a good chat already starting. Sweet. I still got way more news. So for the wargamers out there, so the original Grognard should enjoy this because GMT Games has the second edition of Navajo Wars available now, and I've got the dope. Navajo, wow, whoa, went into the wrong news piece. There we go. Yep, there you have it. That's what happens when you're live and just, you know, talking in chat. Navajo Wars is a 1 to 2 player game which covers the amazing history of the Navajo people from their first encounters with European colonists until their brutal subjugation by the Americans. For over 250 years, the Navajo fought to preserve their way of life. Navajo Wars gives you a detailed look at this epic historic period from the perspective of the Diné, the Navajo people. In Navajo Wars, you will face a constantly changing and aggressive enemy. You'll face Spanish, Mexican, and American soldiers and settlers. You must use skillful planning and resource management in order to maintain your tribe's freedom. Navajo Wars uses a unique mixture of cards and enemy instruction matrix to drive the actions of the Navajo's opponents. More than just chart checking and die rolling, in Navajo Wars you have to make lots of meaningful decisions in order to win. Though designed from the beginning as a solitaire game, Navajo Wars also includes rules to play a semi-cooperative 2-player variant. In the 2-player game, both players can lose, but only one player can win. Navajo Wars, as mentioned, is for 1 or 2 players, ages 12 and up, plays in 2 hours or more, and does carry an MSRP of $69. There are some changes, some very minor rule changes. You can see what has changed at the GMT Games websites. So that's pretty cool. I gotta be honest, I never saw Navajo Wars. And if you follow the gaming gang, you know I received just about everything that GMT releases. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Hopefully the second edition will arrive. Fingers crossed. I never take it for granted, though. I do not take GMT Games for granted that they're just going to, automatically send me stuff. But I got my fingers crossed. So, the original Grognard, I'm just going to say Grognard, because that's how, most people pronounce it, even though it's wrong, says there are some great components in Navajo Wars. I wish I had more photographs I could share. But GMT did not release a lot of photographs of the components. So the photos that are floating out there belong to other people and not to Joel Toppin, who's the designer either. So I was like, rats. Because I did search around for some images to share for this news piece. All right, let's move on to some role-playing game news, because Thursdays used to always be focused on role-playing games, and I love talking about RPGs. So pre-orders have begun for the next source book for Adventures in Middle-earth from my friends over at Cubicle 7 Entertainment. And I've got the dope on the Rohan Region Guide. South along the Great River Adjun, beyond the southernmost peaks of the Misty Mountains, lies the land of Rohan. Here dwell the Rohirrim, the swift sons of Earl, who descended from the north centuries ago to settle in the land of Carlin Nardorden. I love these fantasy games like Tolkien and things like that, because I have a hell of a time pronouncing all this different stuff. Okay. Known as the Riders of the Mark, they are proud warriors and riders ready to defend the free peoples against threats arising in the twilight of the Third Age. The Rohan Region Guide details the Rohirrim, describing their history and their lands, as well as introducing rules for a new culture. The Dunlandings also included are rules for handling horses, expanded rules for riding in combat, and horse breeding. As well as the lands of Rohan, the supplement also details the ancient forest of Fangorn, shedding light on its mysterious inhabitants, the Ents, and the terrible Hjorns, the folk of the Dunland Fells, and the Tower of Isengard, and the machinations of the White Wizard, Saruman. It is an indispensable resource for lore masters looking to take their game into a whole new region. The Rohan Region Guide contains material previously released as Horse Lords of Rohan for the One Ring role-playing game. It is fully converted to be compatible with Adventures in Middle-earth and the OGL rules, which means 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. I can say that. They can't. I can say it. The Rohan Region Guide is slated for a physical release in Q1 of next year. You can pre-order the hardcover right now, which will include the PDF, for $39.99. The PDF is available today. In fact, Cubicle 7 sent this to me through DriveThruRPG today, and that's where you can snag it, at DriveThruRPG, for $19.99. Sweet. Very cool. That looks pretty sweet. So I'm kind of curious what we're going to see when we get the second edition of the One Ring, because I believe that is going to jump us forward. I'm not positive. I am pretty sure that it's going to jump us forward in time and bring us closer to the War of the Ring. So I'm kind of curious, is Cubicle 7 going to re-release a lot of supplements, or are they going to rewrite stuff? Kind of curious, because a lot of the stuff that's come before, a lot of the supplements that have come before probably are still very, very applicable. Now, I do remember that I did read that second edition of the One Ring will actually be compatible with the first edition. So even though they are making changes, you're just going to have to make a few tweaks. So I don't know. So Flaming Huron says they think this means a lot of new source books. Anything's possible. So, and of course, I would assume, I might be wrong, you know what they say about assuming things, but I would assume that we should see even the new edition source books get ported over to Adventures in Middle-earth also. We shall see. So Fleming Huron says, but is that a lot like Pathfinder 2nd edition? I got to admit, I don't believe Pathfinder 2nd edition is very compatible with the 1st edition stuff. I mean, there is so much different from my take. Now, you got to remember, I am not necessarily the most well-versed Pathfinder person out there. I did kind of dig into and review the new 2nd edition core book and the bestiary. But before that, not... yeah, I mean, a little bit. I had, like a passing familiarity with Pathfinder. Much more familiar with 5th edition D&D. But from what I could see, I don't believe 2nd edition Pathfinder is really that compatible with the 1st edition. That being said, any game master worth their salt can hack an adventure. Come on, it's not really... So Flaming Huron says probably right, whether it was easy to convert things. Yeah, usually it's, I mean, myself personally, since I am not a super crunchy rule guy at my table, I tend to, I can kind of hack just about anything. So Jorge Rodriguez says the bestiary for the 2 editions are pretty much interchangeable. So yeah, usually, like I said, Jorge's saying the same thing. He's been able to hack 1st edition for 2nd edition. That's the kind of stuff that sometimes you hear people kind of whine about, unfortunately. And it's sort of like, seriously, really? Like, I can take a 5th edition adventure and I can hack it for OSR. I can hack it for Swords and Wizardry. I can hack it for my own kit-bashed system that I use. So, anyway. All right, next news piece. Today marks the 1st anniversary for the passing of role-playing game legend and Chaosium co-founder Greg Stafford. And to mark the date, Chaosium is releasing free adventures for each of its core systems. Now, I have to point out that as of going live, only 3 of the 5 adventures were up yet. So I don't know if there's a little bit of a lag going on. Now, I know Michael O'Brien from Chaosium, he's over in Australia. So, of course, there is a time difference, obviously enough. And I think he's the one who's actually posting the different adventures. So I did actually tweet earlier today. I said that, paraphrase what I tweeted. So a lot of people out there look at Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson as the fathers of role-playing. Well, if that's the case, then Greg Stafford is kind of like the favorite uncle of role-playing. There is no doubt of that. So, anyway, the adventures that are out right now that you can download, these are absolutely free. We have the Lightless Beacon for Call of Cthulhu, which is one of the 5 scenarios that are being released. This is a short standalone introductory scenario by Lee Carr with Lynn Hardy. It's designed for novice keepers and players, though there's plenty here to enjoy for more experienced players and keepers too. It comes with 4 pre-generated investigators and should take about an hour to play. There's also advice given for adapting the game to 2 to 6 investigators, as well as expanding the scenario for a longer session. This is around, if I remember correctly when I was reading it, it is about 22 pages, so there's quite a bit going on in it. There is also the quest of the Red Blade, I should say. It is for King Arthur Pendragon. It is originally written by Greg Stafford, and it's from like 1991. It's been revised and edited by Pendragon line editor David Larkins. this is about a 33-page adventure, if I recall correctly from looking at it earlier today. Then we've got 7th Sea, Sword of Kings, which there isn't a lot of information about it, but I can tell you the adventure pretty much focuses on the player characters embarking on a mission to recover an Excalibur-like sword before the big bad does. This adventure is only about 11 pages long. As of right now, or as of about a half hour ago, the adventure for RuneQuest and I think it's a preview of the first chapter of a new RuneQuest book. Because I think the free download for RuneQuest. Not positive. Now it might be like the first chapter, which is an adventure. Could be an adventure book. And also the adventure for HeroQuest was not uploaded yet, or at least the links were not out there for the free downloads. But of course, you already right now, if you go to Chaosium.com, you got 3 adventures you can get your hands on. So I thought that was really, really cool of Chaosium to do that to mark the 1-year anniversary of Greg Stafford passing away. So, yes, it's kind of weird because, you know you're getting older when the people who were like the movers and shakers in the industry when I, first started playing games are passing away. So it's like, all right. Anyway, moving right along, my final news piece is for Sigil Stone Publishing. They are celebrating their 10th anniversary. They've got a really sweet bundle up on Drive-Thru RPG, and I've got the dope. Right now, you can score 10 Sigil Stone PDFs from Drive-Thru RPG for $10. That's right, $10. We're not talking about 5 or 6 page PDFs here either, but full-fledged role-playing game systems and supplements. So included in the bundle are the very well-received Vagabonds of Dryford, the Vagabonds Cyclopedia, Sturgeheim, the Siege of Deepnell Hold, and Dorktoka, City on the Sea of Glass, which are all part of the Vagabonds of Dryford system. They are based on, they're powered by the Apocalypse, actually. But this system is like a take on old school revival role-playing. So, pretty interesting. There are also some standalone RPG systems like Belly of the Beast and Vow of Honor as part of the mix. Really, altogether, you're looking at, as far as retail price on Drive-Thru RPG, these 10 PDFs actually total $102. And you can score all of these for 10 bones. So as I mentioned, pretty sweet deal. So, as I always like to point out as well, when I talk about Drive-Thru RPG, that GamingGang.com as well as the Daily Dope, obviously enough, are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to go visit, say, Drive-Thru RPG or Wargame Vault, do me a favor, stop at thegaminggang.com first, click on one of our banners. That way, if you do make a purchase, I get a little tiny portion of that sale. But thankfully, enough people do click on our banners that really does pay for the hosting pretty much each and every month. Thank you. As I say all the time, I do not have some cheapo GoDaddy hosting. In fact, I just had to migrate to a new server because of the traffic the Gaming Gang gets. So, pretty cool. And we have over 1 million visitors each year, which... So I had talked about the popularity of the website on another show. And somebody commented out, oh, he's being cocky and my head was big. And I was like, what I'm talking about is how... I said the website, not me. I'm talking about the website. I'm not the only one who contributes to the website. I'm just kind of like the boss. So, all right. So that is it for the news tonight. As I mentioned, dropping later on tonight will be my review of both the Agent's Handbook and the Handler's Guide for Delta Green. Where did I start zoning out there? I got so many videos in all these different states of completion. Anyway, that will be up later on tonight. So if you're interested in checking that out, be sure to give it a watch. Also, if you're interested in picking up Delta Green, Bundle of Holding has 2 sweet bundles right now and save a lot of money. So, as I like to say, if you follow the Gaming Gang and check out the channel, you watch the videos, you know that this is a not-for-profit endeavor here. So if you like the site, if you like the channel, if you like the show, by all means, please consider making a small donation to Lil Bubs Big Fund and the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Lil Bubs Big Fund does provide grant monies to organizations around the United States who care for special needs animals who are awaiting adoption. Very important to keep in mind, these animals are looking to find their forever homes. So these are not kill shelters or anything like that. So I always like to point out, if you like what I do, please consider tossing a couple of bucks towards Lil Bubs Big Fund. And 100% of all monies raised by the fund are awarded as grants. That is also important too. All right, so if you do make a donation, you can feel free, shoot me an email. My email address is right there in the corner, jeffmcaleer@thegaminggang.com. And if you would like, I'm more than happy to give you a shout out on a following show. So I see John Bogle was asking, when will the last 100 yards review be posted? It is almost done. It should be up this weekend. So no later than Sunday, because that is one of the videos that's almost completed. So, yeah. All right. Before I wrap up, a couple of things I wanted to share with you. A couple of freebies out there that you definitely want to get your hands on. So first off, over at Drive Thru RPG, Free League Publishing, for today only, is giving away Tales from the Loop in PDF absolutely free. You can snag it, no charge whatsoever, over at Drive Thru RPG. So if you do not have the award-winning Tales from the Loop, be sure to snag it in PDF. So that was pretty cool. I like the fact that they're celebrating. There's a new release for Tales from the Loop, which I will have news about tomorrow. But yes, wanted to share that. Also, for those of you out there who are PC gamers, like I am, and like good strategy games, if you go over to the Epic Games store, you can get Surviving Mars, which is from Paradox Entertainment. Or is it? I think it's. I know it's Paradox. They always change like what they're referred to. So I think it's Paradox Entertainment right now. But Surviving Mars is available absolutely free. That was the game that launched today as a free game. Epic Games, the Epic Games Store, every week has at least one free game. And Surviving Mars is fairly new. Surviving Mars, I want to say, came out middle of last year. So it is just the core game, and it's not the DLC or anything like that. But still, pretty sweet deal. Absolutely free. So don't miss out, because it'll only be available for this week. And then next Wednesday, no, I think it's Thursday, they change them up. Next Thursday, they will have, I believe, a couple of new games that are absolutely free. All right, so there you have it for tonight's show. As I always like to point out, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. God, you know what's going on over there. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Of course, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. If you like the channel and have yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Of course, ring that bell, because it will notify you when I have not only a new video uploaded, it'll also tell you when the stream goes live. So everybody who hung out in chat, thank you very much for keeping me company tonight. Quite a few people hanging out. Very nice. And of course, if you watch after the fact, hey, I have a soft spot in my heart for you guys too. So appreciate anybody watching the show. Doesn't matter if you're watching live or on Memorex. I will be back tomorrow before I go on my week vacation. So, everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Until I see you tomorrow, happy trails. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. Zoo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo. Za-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. Zip-it. Whoa, hey. I didn't realize that you were still here. Well, if that's the case, then allow me to share the following information with you that I only have 20 seconds to do. So let's all take a deep breath. So, if you would like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, please click right here. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. And if you'd like to check out a randomly selected standalone video, by all means, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.